Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I decided to make a slightly different video where I just show you 3 ways to make ring bands. Now I make a lot of fancy rings. I don't remember all names. In the description box I will leave a link to a playlist called beaded ring tutorials. So there you will find tutorials for all these rings. But what today we're gonna do, see the back, the bands, that's what we're gonna work on. So I just thought I'm gonna make a quick tutorial on how to make these bands. And it doesn't mean you just have to keep them until you come up with a design for the front and then make the band. You can just make them as they are. Some people just like simple things like that, and one of them is me. I like wearing this more often than this because this is too fancy for me. And if you notice, this is just peyote. Same thing as here. It's just two of the beads here. I changed to bugles. This is right angle weave, and this is ladder stitch. You can achieve the same result by doing loom, but when you're doing a small thing as a ring, there is no point in wasting your time and thread and energy setting up the loom and doing it with the loom when you can just do it with the ladder stitch. So I'm just gonna go quickly through the process of how to make this 3 bands, and hopefully it will help you. Especially if you're a beginner, this is a good video for you to watch. But if you've been following for a while, you might already know how to do this because I use them quite a lot in my rings, especially right angle weave. I use it quite often because it's quite easy to attach to whatever unit you have at the front. Peyote stitch, easy to attach if you have peyote at the front. See, this all is done with peyote, so it's quite easy to attach it. And this is ladder stitch. Anything else where you can't attach this to, ladder stitch will do wonders. So I'm just gonna get beads ready and then we'll get straight to work. So first we're gonna work on a peyote. I'm just gonna take my stop bead, leave a short tail about 6 inch, take my needle through the stop bead one more time, and I'm just gonna do the same ring I did here, which is even count peyote stitch with 8 beads. Now here I made it fancy with adding bugles, but you don't have to do that. Instead of bugles, again, you can just use delicates. Now important part here, if you want to use bugles, they have to be the same brand as your beads. For example, I'm using Miyuki delicates and Miyuki bugles, but if you're using, I don't know, treasures, Toho treasures, then you have to be using Toho bugles as well, otherwise it will not look as nice. So I'm gonna pick up 2 delicates, 1 bugle, 2 delicates, 1 bugle, 2 delicates. So that's how it's gonna look like to start off. And then I'm gonna drop it down to my stop bead. And the first row is always tricky with the even count peyote, but you know, it takes a little effort to master it. All you do is just, first I'm coming out of the delica, I pick up a delica. I'm gonna skip the first bead and then go through the next one. So when you pull your thread, the delica you added stays on top of the last delica in this row. And then you're gonna add bugle on top of a bugle. So I'm gonna pick up 1 bugle and then go through the next bead, which is delica. Again, next bead I have to pick up is delica because I will be putting it on top of delica. So I'm gonna skip that bead and then go through the next one, which is bugle. And then pull my thread and then pick up last delica and then go through the last bead. And that's it. That's the start, and that's actually the hardest part. From here it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna flip it over. See? Now the next bead I'm gonna pick up is gonna lie on top of a delica, so I'm gonna pick up delica and then go through the sticking out bead. And then pull my needle through. See? Next bead I'm gonna pick up is lie on top of a bugle, so I'm gonna pick up a bugle and then go through the next sticking out bead. And then next bead is delica. I'm gonna pick up a delica and then go through the next sticking out bead, which is a bugle. And then the last is delica and then go through the last sticking out bead. And that's basically it. You repeat that process on and on and on. So I'm just here, right? I'm just gonna flip it over and repeat the same thing. So I'm just going to do it one more time with you. Pick up one delica, go through the next sticking out bead, pick up one bugle, go through the next sticking out bead, pick up delica, go through the next sticking out bead, which is a bugle, pick up last delica, and then go through the last sticking out bead. And that's it. Again, you just flip it over and repeat that process over and over again until you have your required length, which means it will be long enough to go around your finger. And now that I have full length, the important thing to remember is you want to leave your threads on opposite sides. Like for example, if I finished this row and left my thread on this side, I wouldn't be able to zip it up. So you want to make sure this is my tail and my end is here. So if you end up still here, just go ahead and add one more row and your thread will be here. And from here, all I do is bring it together and zip it up. See where my thread is? I'm gonna start going through sticking out beads. So the first one is on this side. Yeah. And then the next one is on this side. And the next one is on the other side. So we are basically zipping up like you would do any corset, going through the beads that are sticking out. One on this side, one on the other side, next one on this side. Don't want to get that involved yet. Next on this side, and the last one on this side. And all you do, if I open it up, pull both threads, and you're done. Look, spotless. And all you have to do is get rid of the tails. The second type of stitch for band is to use ladder stitch. Now here I used 15 rows, 4 in a row. Today, just to show you, to make it easier, I'm going to show in 11 rows because 15 rows are so tiny it can get confusing. So instead of picking up 4 15 rows, I'm going to use 3 11 rows. So as usual, we're going to start with the stop bead, leave it till about 6 inch, go through the stop bead one more time. So I'm going to pick up 3 11 rows. So remember, if you want to get this result where you have teeny tiny beads, you have to pick up 4 5 6. Just remember, every time you pick up more beads, the wider your band's going to be. So I'm just going to pick up 3 11 rows, drop it down. I'm going to pick up 3 11 rows. I'm going to take my needle through this 3 11 rows through the other side. See my thread's going that way. I'm going to go around this way. And just pull your needle. And this is what you end up with. And now I'm going to reinforce. I'm going to go down the beads I just added, up the previous 3. You always want to reinforce in ladder stitch. In the beginning it looks like round because technically it is, but once you start adding the next rows, it will get easier. See? 3 this way. And then to continue, I'm gonna go down the 3 I added. See? And then pull my thread. And then once you have it all reinforced, we're gonna add the next row. I'm gonna pick up 3 and add it on top of this. So I'm gonna go through this 3 through the other side and reinforce. Means going through the 3 beads I just added, back through the initial 3 beads, and that's reinforced. See? And now we just add the next row. To do that, I have to go to the top last 3 beads I added. Again, the same way, you pick up 3 beads or whatever units you're using, go through this initial 3 beads and reinforce. Go through the 3 beads you added, go through the initial 3, that's reinforced, and then you want to go ahead and add the next one. It means you go to the last 3 you added. One more time, pick up 3 or whichever unit you're using, go through this initial 3, reinforce, and go to the top, last 3 beads to continue adding next unit. And you just keep on adding until you have your required length. And then once you have your required length, all you have to do is just connect the ends. And to do that, all I do is just bring 2 ends together and connect this last row to the first row. My thread's coming out this way. I'm gonna go through the same side on the other one. Bring it closer, see, it's zipping up. And go through this one. Back through the first 3. And that's it. And you wanna go ahead and reinforce it. And that's it. All you want to do is just get rid of the tail. And last band, but not least, is right angle weave one. This one's going to be a bit different because when you consider the length around your finger, it will be slightly different, and I'll explain it in a bit. To start off, I'm just going to start with my stop bead. Leave it till about 6 inches to sew it in later. Go through the stop bead one more time. So in right angle weave, we pick up first 4 beads. I'm going to drop it down to my stop bead, go through them one more time, and pull my needle through, and then I'm going to go through 2 more. And here you want to make sure to pull your thread nice and tight. That's what you have, and that's our first right angle weave unit. So from here, every single unit we build on top of this is going to be the same. I'm going to pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. So you have your second unit. But first, we're going to go ahead and reinforce it. Just go through all those beads you just added. In the beginning, you just want to make sure you hold your beads while you're doing all this to keep everything in place, and through the bottom bead. Now, the unit is reinforced. We have to go ahead and add the next one. To do that, I have to take my needle to the top bead. Again, same way, pick up 3 11-ohs, go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, and reinforce, going through all those beads we just added. Might be easier just to go 2 at a time. And back through the bottom bead. And it's reinforced. To add the next one, we have to go to the top bead. So I'm just gonna go through the side bead and to the top. And you just keep on adding same units over and over until you have long enough strip of right angle weave unit to go around your finger. But make sure once it goes around your finger, it overlaps, because once we add the 15 ohs, it's gonna shrink. And now that I have required length, and by that I mean, look, if I take it around the finger, see, it overlaps. So you want to make sure it overlaps, because once we connect it and embellish it with 15 ohs, it's gonna shrink. Now let's go ahead and connect the ends. To do that, I'm gonna bring 2 ends together. Here I am. So I'm gonna pick up one 11-oh. See, my thread's going that way. I'm gonna come around this way on top bead here, and then pick up 11-oh, and then coming out here, I'm gonna go this way on that last bead on the other side, and that creates a connection. All I have to do is just reinforce it. And that's it. reinforced. And now it's time to add the 50 knots. To do that, I'm just gonna hold down the tail. Here I am. You want to make sure to go through the side of the right angle wave unit, pick up 50 knot, go through the next side of the next unit, pick up 50 knot, go through the next, go pick up 50 knot, go through the next, and continue until you come around. And I've almost come around. I'm gonna take last 50 now and add it into the last place and just go through some beads and come out of 11 now. And that's it. See, it also, once you pull your thread, it shrinks this side of the ring. And now we have to do the other side. To do that, I'm just gonna skip through the 11 now here, pull my thread, turn it around, go through the 11 now on the side, and start adding 50 knots on this side. And continue like that until you have 50 knots throughout this side. I've almost come around the full circle on this side. My last 50 now, and go through some beads here. And all you have to do now is just get rid of the tails. And that's it, guys. That's the 3 types of bands you need to know if you like doing beaded rings. And they're very simple to make. They look gorgeous just by themselves if you're into simple bands like me. And I really like just stacking, well, not this way, but I'm just putting them on for you to see how they look like. But I do like stacking the smaller ones together, like, you know, I would just stack them up together. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you like this type of videos, make sure to like and comment. And if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. There is lots more coming. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.